Hello, hello, and welcome to my live broadcast on my Facebook page. I just wanted to talk about how these days, people are on so many social media platforms, and even on a single platform. I said it the other day on my Facebook wall. I said effectively Facebook, and I think I'll just focus on Facebook, especially on the Facebook page, because I think as an educator I'm just inclined to want to explain things where I feel that there's probably a gap in the knowledge of how these things work, and that's because I've done a little bit of research, or I feel I've been exposed a little bit more to how these things actually work. So again, I'm using this filter. It's called the Mars filter, and I've chosen the background. And I think if you cannot get these filters, you probably need to update your application, your Facebook application, your Facebook page application. So on Facebook, we have your Facebook wall, which is what you get as soon as you sign up to Facebook. As soon as you get an account, the first thing you get is a wall. And then of course you've got settings where you can be the only person who writes on that wall, or you can allow other people to write on your wall. You can allow people to share your content, or you can restrict them from sharing your content on your page, on your wall. So you've got your wall, and let me not go too deep into each one of them because this is the page, and I think I'll talk about the wall when I'm on my wall. So on this Facebook page, what you can do is you can post text. So if you're a blogger and you like writing, because let's face it, people specialize in either video or audio or writing. So if you're a good writer and you want to write, you can blog, you can write long posts. Those with time will read them. But to be honest, with the way that we are bombarded with so much information, sometimes it's difficult for people to to read a long post. So they are likely to read very short posts. And it's easier now on the Facebook wall because you can put a background color and make the font bigger, as long as it's less than a certain number of characters. It doesn't really tell you how many. You just run out. I suspect it's almost like Twitter, where you have just 140 characters. It's probably 140 or 150 characters maximum. I haven't counted yet, but I think that is the case. So you'll find that if you're a writer, yes, you might write, but I think you've got to mix the long articles with short ones. So a short one is probably best in the form of just a statement, a why statement. Like, there's a friend of mine who likes to write very deep thoughts. Some of his deep thoughts, he synthesizes them into a sentence, and he just writes down the one sentence as a form of inspiring the people that are his friends on Facebook. And I find some of them quite inspiring. Then you can also do the long posts, but you can also do a video like this video. So you could shoot a video, or you could do a live video. Now, I know some people have issues with doing a live video. Perhaps they're not, perhaps they are not sure if they're going to be able to sustain a few minutes of just talking. But for me, I think speech is a natural way of communication anyway, So it's not something that should be difficult. and same as speaking on radio. It's probably the awareness that people are listening and people are judging, and I think that's the biggest one. But when you speak to someone on the streets, are you worried about being judged, or you're just having a conversation? So I think if you treat it as a conversation, then it takes away the burden of what are people going to say. Because to be honest, what people say, you can't stop what people are going to say, because you can't stop what people are going to think, but just remember that the human mind is a story processing machine. So if you're telling a story, like now, I'm telling the story of what to do on a Facebook page, in terms of what you can post on it. So you can put pictures, you can put video, you can record live video, you can record and then post afterwards. You can write long posts, you can write short posts, you can write medium posts, you can ask questions. But the most important thing is that there is interaction, is that there is feedback, and you're talking to people. Because if you're not talking to people, then you're not being effective on your page. So the important thing is that you are speaking to people and people are speaking back to you. Okay? And that is why, it is more effective if you ask questions and then you have a discussion and people are going to speak to you back and you speak to them. Because effectively, what we should all realize is that these platforms are made, when initially they are made, okay, people treat them as social networks. They treat them as a way of connecting with old friends. But eventually business takes over. Business people open pages, celebrities open pages, they want to interact with their fans. Football teams open pages, they want to interact with their supporters. But eventually what everyone is trying to do is they are trying to sell you something. So a football team is not just posting pictures just because they want you to see pictures of your favorite players. They are doing so hoping that when you see those players in those jerseys, you're going to want to buy them. And you're going to want to buy season tickets, because they'll show you snippets of what's going on in the stadium. So you're going to want to you're going to want to go and watch the football game yourself after interacting on the page. And then you also meet other supporters and stuff like that. If it's a company that sells shoes like Nike, they want you to buy the shoes. But they might not be selling to you directly, but they are doing things on that page which keep their brand in competition with every other brand. Because everyone has a page, people are likely to like several pages. I've seen people who are members of maybe 250 groups, 400 groups. They are in every group on Facebook. And if that person is in so many groups or so many pages, then ultimately they're just going to read some of the pages. It's like you. If you have a remote control for your television, okay, you're not going to watch all of the programs at the same time. You're going to choose what you want to watch. Say on a Thursday evening, you're going to choose a certain television program that you're going to watch. Because you can't watch everything at the same time. Same as if you have a Facebook feed, okay, with so many pages posting. What Facebook is now doing is it's promoting those pages which are making video like this one, live video. And it's also promoting or putting at the top of the feed those Facebook walls or accounts where the people are doing video, so they are promoting those pages. So if you're doing video as a Facebook page, you're more likely to go to the top, to the priority. Facebook is giving priority to live video, so you're likely to be noticed than someone who is just writing a bunch of text. Okay, but obviously there is a place for text, and there's also a place for video, and there's a place for audio. Okay, so I think that's about it, without jumping into other platforms like Twitter and YouTube and all that. Just talking about the Facebook page, I think video is important, and so is audio, but so are your stories. New media is about interaction more than anything. So if you're going to interact with people, then you're more likely to make friendships, and in those friendships, once you become talking people, they are more likely to buy whatever product or service you are selling. Okay, and we're going to talk about product and services in terms of a Facebook page. Okay, and it's closely linked with Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and all that, but I don't want to talk about the other platforms just yet. I actually want to talk about Instagram on Instagram. I want to talk about Twitter on Twitter, and I want to talk about YouTube on YouTube, and Facebook on Facebook, but Facebook page on a Facebook page, the Facebook wall on the Facebook wall, Facebook stories within Facebook stories, Facebook Messenger within Facebook Messenger, Facebook groups within Facebook groups, because I think that makes it easy for me to know what to talk about when. So if I had been on my Facebook group, I'll be talking about how to create content on a Facebook group. Now, one of my friends has commented on Twitter and said, instead of talking about creating content, I should create content. But what we should realize is that creating content is slowly changing, because if you just look at the word stories, when we talk about Facebook stories, that's telling stories, and the reason they put just 20 seconds, I think also to save on the bandwidth, because if the videos are too long, that might slow the system down, I suspect. But the reason it's a story is because the human mind is a story processing machine. We process stories, okay? We evolved not to understand quantum mechanics, but to understand stories, and we process them very well. Okay, so I don't see the counter on this video I'm taking, but I think I've spoken for quite a bit. If there are any questions or contributions or queries to what I've just said, I think I'm more likely to be able to explain it better if I've got a specific question. So if you have a specific question or a specific comment on what I've just been talking about, then you're free to comment, and then I'll get back with a specific answer, because that's what I mean when I talk about interaction. And for me, the questions are more important than the answers. If there's a question I can answer, I will answer it. If I need to do a bit of research, I will do that. If I can answer it straight away, then I will answer it straight away. So thank you for watching. Like I said, you could be watching something else instead of this. You could be watching your favorite football team playing. You could be watching your favorite soap on television. You could be listening to your favorite music, but you've chosen to watch this up to this point, so I want to thank you for that. And I hope the content has been useful. If you think it can be more useful, then you can either make a suggestion or just ask a question. If I can answer it, I will answer it right here. Thank you once again for watching.